Africans have decided to cancel Tyrese. So it started when he directed his followers on Instagram to watch a video on YouTube that was titled "Poor Whites / Rich Blacks," along with a series of pictures showing subservient white people, and a caption, "This is what's going on in South Africa." And Tyrese just he can't catch a break. Again, not everything is for public consumption. 1, 2, in posting that he's obviously wrong if he knows exactly what is going on over in Africa, or more or less South Africa, since this tends to be the focal point. You would know that that is not it at all. Not it at all, especially given the fact that, you know, a lot of European countries have benefited from, you know, the pillaging of Africa. For him to try to paint it as if, you know, South Africans, you know what, I don't even know why I'm trying to sit here and do this. He got drugged for this, for just being a complete and utter idiot. And it's like, okay, you've upset many of the African Americans over here in the United States. You've upset the Africans over in South Africa. And it's like, who are you sitting here tap dancing for? Like, are they real? Like, is this group that you're trying to appease, are they the ones that are buying your records? K. Michelle clashes with Tamar Braxton. So Tamar Braxton was on the Queen Supreme Court with T.S. Madison, that is her show. And T.S. Madison had asked if she would do a versus with K. Michelle. And it's at this point that Tamar Braxton goes out of frame. I believe she holds up a crystal and something else, begins to shake it, and I believe that was her way of deflecting from answering the question. And if I'm not mistaken, it was also later on within that show that T.S. Madison began to, you know, just have a lot of crazy things to say about K. Michelle. Well, K. Michelle decided that she wanted to go on a rant and reignite her beef with Tamar Braxton because she felt slighted in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And in addition to just going off and spewing, well, actually that happened, and then Tamar Braxton and her boyfriend did a video, and then she went so far as to mock his voice. And given the time that, well, one, it's not right at all. You know, making fun of the fact that, you know, he has a heavy African voice. So doing that was definitely in horrendous taste. But then that also makes us question what internalized issues does she have. And then giving the current state of the world, why she would even think that that was a smart thing to do. What is so crazy is that in doing this, K. Michelle has, well, she's already dug herself in a hole that is hard for her to come back from. A lot of her music is not being played on the radios, and her attitude in her mouth has been used as a reason for people to not do business with her. So this is going to further alienate her. And again, in connection with Tyrese, your fan base is predominantly African American / African / more. So to even attack in such a way like that is going to cause you to lose more people who would then support you. And this is one of those where it really wasn't needed. Now for Tamar Braxton, unfortunately, she was kind of damned if she did, damned if she didn't, regardless of how she would have, if she would have responded yes or no. But rather than saying yay or nay, she just did something to kind of like take the attention off of her. What I will say, I believe it was this past Queen Supreme Court that T.S. Madison had mentioned, why didn't K. Michelle come for her? And I think it's because of the simple fact that, one, with it being Pride Month, and two, with her being a part of that LGBTQIA+ community, that to attack her as a trans woman even though she was the one that spearheaded everything, she would probably get a whole lot of backlash from it. So why not, go the safe route and just go with attacking Tamar Braxton? Either way, she failed, and this is going to hurt her deeply. Again, the best thing to have done was just to pay a complete dust and just leave it at that. One thing that we're starting to see happen a lot, and it happens all the time, but it's happening quite frequently now, is you have people trying to capitalize off of the pain, misery, and tears of African Americans, or just trying to capitalize on certain movements or whatever that we have. Case in point, you have legal documents have been obtained by TMZ, and a guy named Munedo Mushanga filed a trademark application to use the name George Floyd in the production and distribution of television shows and movies. He was asked what he planned to gain from this, why did he do it, and he has pretty much been mums the word about any of this as to why he found it, what was his inspiration behind it. And it's sad that this man hasn't been dead and gone for all that long, and then all of a sudden, I guess he pretty much felt that they're probably going to Tamar Rice him and do a movie or something of that sort, so trying to take advantage of that. I don't see this lasting long, and I'm pretty sure that things may be held up in court when the family finds out, if they haven't already found out, and if and when they decide to sue. Snapchat is in a little bit of hot water. They removed their Juneteenth filter, and with this filter, what it asks is, in order to break the chains, you had to smile. So according to The Verge, the filter was disabled at 11 a.m., but unfortunately for the app, damage was already done. They also claimed that black Snapchat employees were involved in the filter creation, but didn't see the final version that included the action for breaking the chains. It sounds like a big yikes all around. And a statement that Snapchat gave was, "We deeply apologize to the members of the Snapchat community who found this lens offensive." A Snapchat spokesperson said in an email to The Verge, "A diverse group of Snapchat members were involved in the development of the concept, but a version of the lens that went live for Snapchatters this morning had not been approved through our review process. We are investigating why this mistake occurs so that we can avoid it in the future." So first and foremost, they said that some of the African American employees helped to create, I guess, the early workings of this. I kind of want to know what their backgrounds are, just a little bit, but even so, there needs to be checks and balances in place, and the fact that it's just slipped through the cracks, I highly doubt it just slipped through the cracks. And how insulting it is to, just smile and it'll break the chains. Especially for those who know how horrible slavery was for the African people, African Americans, and the Moors. If they knew how bad that was, so you just said just smile and the chains would have been broken. It's no different than Kylie Jenner doing the Pepsi commercial, and hey, just giving the police officers a Pepsi will stop police brutality. Doesn't quite work like that. So they're definitely feeling it. People were not happy. I have Snapchat. I just don't use it, so I was none the wiser of it. But yeah, that is definitely insulting. And I love how they mention that black employees were involved in it, because they want to show that there is diversity. But then my question is, okay, these are black employees, but what black employees do you have at the top? That's what I need to know. And then also why it skipped the review process. And chances are they're probably going to have somebody take the fall for it, give them a nice little settlement on the side, and then just be done with it. But still, Madness.